Wait. I know what this is. I know what this is. This is right. I know what this is.
What's going on, everybody? I am Nefertitti and Phoenix.
And I'm Phoenix Jackson.
We are your hosts, and this is All Things Fly.
This is a space for the spiritual enthusiasts and those who are ready to leap and fly and soar to the next level. Let's go.
So this is episode 1 of All Things Fly with Nefertitti and Phoenix and myself, Phoenix Jackson. Y'all should know who we are because we want to get to know y'all too. Mm-hmm. But Miss Nefertitti and Phoenix.
Yeah.
Tell the people who you are.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm everything.
Okay, come on.
You know what I mean? It just matters who's asking. It's all about who's asking.
Listen, because, everybody can't handle every answer. You got to get, yeah.
Everything ain't for everybody. But,
exactly.
I feel like I'm everything. But if someone was to ask me, who am I, what do I do? I'm Nefertitti and Phoenix, singer, songwriter, producer. I'm out of Cleveland, Ohio. I've been doing this for a very long time.
Cleveland stand up.
And, I use my art to influence the world in a way that inspires love, that inspires transparency and comfortability being yourself. You know what I mean? Really stepping into what you authentically are despite the circumstances. Because a lot of people judge, a lot of people, try to categorize you. And if they can't categorize you, they're uncomfortable.
That is true.
And they put their uncomfortability on us.
Yes, projecting all
and
day
that
long.
Ain't my problem.
All day long.
That ain't your problem. That ain't my problem. That's their problem.
Your music is so beautiful.
Thank you.
And so dope.
Thank you.
And that's why you are the person that you are. And you've written for a lot of people. You've just done a lot. And just awesome producer. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm Phoenix Jackson, and I own a global branding, marketing, strategic development, and PR firm.
That's right.
We take businesses from start to finish and then out in front of the right people. We work with celebrities, politicians, entertainers, athletes. I already said politicians. There's been a lot of them. And just small businesses, large businesses, and nonprofits. And it's been awesome. It's been a good experience. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. I've had to get a lot of people out of a lot of shit. And you know what? This has been the life, though.
Yeah.
This has been the life.
You should name drop on us a little bit.
No.
We gotta name drop a little bit. Because you wanna know what? It helps people.
Okay, so I've worked with, companies like the city or companies in the states. All those states are companies. That's another story. But our whole government is a company.
We want to start splitting early.
But City and County of Denver, Children's Hospital. I've worked. My first PR event was for Will Smith's team for the 7 Pounds premiere in Denver. I worked with numerous Broncos. Champ Bailey just won the Hall of Fame, and a few other, Ray Crockett, Jarrell Harris, just a few other Broncos, and a couple NBA players as well. One of my clients,
I'll just make sure they heard it.
One of my clients, who she's probably, to me, the biggest person. She's not the most famous, but she's the biggest person, is Dr. Terai Trent. So she owns 13 schools in Africa, servicing 39,000 students. And she's a global humanitarian, came from nothing, pulled herself deep out of the mud and poverty. We think us being poor in America's poverty, that we're still richer than 90% of the world. So she pulled herself out of deep poverty, being a child bride, all of that, and made it to now. There's a statue of her in New York City,
and it should be
next to Oprah.
And it should be.
So I like to represent cool people. So she's one of those people as well, and we've done a lot of fun stuff through the years. I'm like, some stuff I shouldn't say. The real Olivia Pope is how it's coined.
I love that. I love that.
After a few people said it through the years, I was like, all right. And Scandal was the first show that I watched. I felt like, oh, this shows what I do without the blood, sweat, tears, without sex,
scandal.
And the scandal, right? Without the juicy scandal stuff that we like to watch. We're like, oh, this is good. Yeah, without all of that, it was still like was an accurate depiction of what our company provided. So
that is so inspiring. That is so dope,
girl.
Girl, be doing that. You doing what it needs to be done, honey.
Listen, well, what else we gonna do? We gotta rock stuff out. We gotta create. I feel like that's what makes me happy is the fact that I'm always reinventing, recreating. And I feel like if I ever just stop creating, I'm gonna perish.
Yeah.
Kind of like with you and your music. Imagine you just stopped your music, then what?
What's so interesting about it? I don't know how everybody else makes music. But, the astronomical creators that make music, the music is just an extension of your life. It's an extension of your soul, what you're really going through. So it's almost like, how can you stop that expression?
Yeah.
Besides die.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And still that doesn't work.
Well, it still doesn't stop it because then they're going to have holograms of your shit out.
And then there's also channeling.
Yes.
So, I do a lot of channeling with musicians that have been here in the past. And it really helps me. It really helps me create, and it helps them because they still want to create.
Yes, they do.
Even though they might not be physical and they might not have a body anymore, they are still very much in love with their craft. And finding people who are open to receiving them and open to collaborating with them.
Yes.
They bring so much joy.
And you know what's crazy that you say that, like, people, we get it twisted and we really negate the fact that in these physical bodies we can do so much.
Yeah.
We can do so much in these physical bodies.
We use 10% of our brains.
That is true.
How much percent do we use of the whole apparatus?
Even that's like...
Do you feel like, okay, I feel like when I work out, and as I progress and like when I'm able to do my strength, my endurance, I feel like I find like new crevices in my body that can like draw strength that I wasn't aware of before. You're
using muscles and you're using bone structure and other things.
Yeah, it's like
for once, right?
A discovery of the body that I've been in my whole life. How is that possible?
Exactly.
So just imagine that.
It's possible because think about the people who don't move around, don't do anything. They are so disconnected. It's possible because you're trying something new. If you decided you wanted to dance and become a ballerina and you learn how to pop out those hips and point those toes, think about what other pieces of you would open up because you learned how to make your body do that.
Yeah, it's like the connectivity, like everything is connected type of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. But you know what that also made me think of? Life is movement.
See.
Life is movement.
Yes. God moves. That was a quote that Kami used to say all the time, that God moves.
How do you define God?
We really want to dive in with that one. She's like, let's go. Okay.
Because you said, so I'm wondering, like, from your perspective, like, how would you define God?
Oh, I'm going to be straight up. Like, I feel that what we think or believe God is absolutely incorrect. So let me just start and say what I think God is not. That may be the easiest way to answer this. We humanize God. Oh, God's a jealous God. God is this. God had to sacrifice something for us. God, and it's like, no. I believe the fullness of what God is, the fullness of what created us, the awareness that is larger than our own. We don't have any true ability to understand how massive that is, especially with us only working with 10% of our brains, at best maybe 15%.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that we try to trim God down and humanize God because that makes sense for us in our meager minds. But humans are primitive. We're primitive as hell. And God is so much larger than anything we can conceive.
Yeah.
And we don't try to conceive everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're really some great creators, but I believe that it's so much more than the box that we've put God into. So to answer the question of what I think God is, I think I don't know.
Oh,
Because it's not possible for me to know.
I love it. I love it.
And my ego says, girl, you don't know.
Period.
And it's okay to not know.
Yeah. I
It's
love that. You know, it's so crazy
That's
for
okay.
me. Oh, and it ties into what I just said about exercising. So, if someone was to ask me how I define God, I would say all-encompassing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy because I feel like...
And that's a lot.
It's all. It's everything. It's literally the all. I would say the all. And even when it comes to what people perceive as darkness, the shadow self, demons, the devil, Satan, I feel like it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more you exercise your spirituality, just like the more you exercise your body,
Yes.
you come into that consciousness and you stop separating things. So you stop, oh, this is dance and
Dark
this is
light,
music and this is, you know what I'm
yin,
saying?
yang. Yeah.
It's like in its wholeness.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's all one piece, but there's all variants of that one piece. So
No, you're right.
do you know what I mean?
100%. So your definition actually falls in line with like the metanetter, right? It's God is this whole being, this whole energy, and then there's these trees of extensions of God that represents different facets of God, but it's all God,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like Aser
Yeah.
is Amen is the top. When people in church, Amen, Amen. That's who they're, praying to. But Amen, Aser is the governor of peace, love, and harmony. So this part of God, his mind is the governor of peace, love, and harmony. And then on down the tree that
that's
goes.
what I'm saying.
You know
Just
what I'm
think
saying?
about our bodies, the brain, or even the chakras. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You just going down but this is all me. Just
Yes.
imagine like the cells in my foot. Talk about some, oh yeah, you know.
That listen, no, like you just said a word right there, because we have trillions of cells in our body, and they're gonna all do what we tell it to do, tell our body to do.
So who's really God?
I mean,
Who's their God? if I ask the
seriously.
toe,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Who's God to you? So that's what I'm saying. It's all.
we are all,
I feel like it's
and
all.
and since we're talking about the body parts, no, you gotta be thinking about this, because I thought about this last night. I was like, our brain is like it's a few pounds, and it has the consistency of like a sponge and the consistency of like intestines, right? And I've touched the actual brain before.
Have you?
Yeah, pre-medical honors classes, we would do dissecting in molecular biology, right? So I touched this, and I'm like, but in my head, I'm not thinking of it as this matter. I'm thinking of it as like, how does this control our whole bodies? How does this thing work so perfectly that it creates? It can write music. It can
dance.
swim. Excuse me. It can do all of these things. How powerful is the brain that it can make our bodies and us make nothing into something?
Yeah.
And humans have done that. As like humans, we've built buildings and boats and cars and you know what I'm saying? Like,
Pretty impressive.
but we're still
Factions of the all.
foolish as hell. We're still foolish.
Because we're still a part of the all. I feel like the brain is an extension of the big computer.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I feel
can
like
see
it's
that.
a
The source.
component. It's like a little piece of the big computer. And I mean, I feel like that about everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so that's so funny to me, because it's like, if you're egotistical enough and you're a brain, it's just like, I'm the brain. But it's like, do you know how many brains there are?
Right. And we're all one consciousness. We don't want to believe that, but
And
we
then on top
are.
of that, like, your human brain. There's
Yes.
pig brains. There's the freaking like animal brains.
Yeah.
All kind of different brains, and you just think you out here just.
You
So,
the one.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But that's humans on this planet. That's the
Really?
human brain. Because the lion ain't out here talking about, I'm about to run the humans. It's us thinking we have dominion over everything, but our brain has become the cancer of this planet.
Ooh.
We're killing the planet. We're killing the very place that used to house millions of different type of species, and that's been dwindled down over time, especially since we hit the scene.
I ain't gonna do it like that. I ain't gonna do it like that.
I think we're innately good. I think we're innately great, but I also feel like
You know what? I ain't gonna do
we're
it like
doing
that.
some stuff that's not supposed to be done, you know?
I feel like I hear you. I ain't gonna do it like that. I feel like it's the part of what's supposed to happen. I feel like how we just said. We
Okay.
said movement is life, right? So if things continue to stay as they are, is it stagnant? So is stagnation the opposite of movement? Is that consistent stillness?
That's what we need, though.
Consistent stillness?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what humans need. No, like
think so?
I know so. I feel like we're going nowhere fast. We're moving too fast.
Really?
Even the time, the planet, like it's not 24 hours in a day anymore. It's like 23 hours and some milliseconds shorter than it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I feel like you have to believe in a nowhere. If we say like we're moving nowhere fast, I have to believe in nowhere. And what the is nowhere? What is that? Show me.
To me, that's the end. I feel like we're racing to our own end. Maybe that was a better way of saying it. I feel like humans are racing to our own end.
But the end is another beginning.
For who if
A
we
new
all
beginning.
gone? For who if this planet
Well, see,
becomes
that's
inhabitable?
You gotta believe in gone too. You feel me? Like you have
But-
to believe in pure absence.
I know, but this is the thing. I get you. Nev, challenging me. But I get what you're
Let's stretch.
saying.
Come on.
I get what you're saying, but I also feel like that's not what this beautiful planet and we were created for. I feel like we were created to enjoy this for eons of time and evolve into a species that's one with this planet. We're heading in destruction. And so I feel like that's not supposed to happen. I feel like we're supposed to be in Eve, in Adam's situation. We're supposed to have greenery
And see,
and
y'all,
life.
this is
We
why
supposed
we
to
wore
have-
white and black. This is why we are giving yin and yang right now.
Yes.
Because we have to give both perspectives.
Yes.
And that's why I'm saying it's not God if it's not whole. And so the yin and the yang is very important, very essential. So
Sun
this
and
is
the
the work
moon,
that
yes.
needs to be done, you
The
guys.
conversation. And this is what y'all going to get listening to All Things Fly. First
Okay.
of all, okay, so sorry if we've lost you along the way. Let's...
They're not lost. They're not lost. They're with
okay.
us. Let me just say this.
Yes.
I feel like when you speak about destruction, I feel like destruction is a part of life. It's a part of the cycle. Like if I keep everything to myself as it is and I never grow, I never evolve, I never go back into the ground and almost reboot, regenerate, rebuild and come back as something anew. I feel like that is the illusion of what we think as death. That is the illusion of what we think as gone. That's the illusion of what we think as destructive. But there's actually a goddess of destruction. She's also a motherly goddess, and she's a sex goddess. And I get into her, honey. She's a Hindi god, and I get into her because
Wait, Kali? No.
Yeah.
Is it Kali?
I think so.
I think
I
it's-
believe so.
She has a sword?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And I get into her because, when we think about, like, if someone was to say, she's very motherly, but she's violent, they would put that in two different places.
Right.
But I would say
It can
a
be
mother
both.
is violent.
Right.
Walk into a goose nest
Right.
and watch that mama beat your ass. You feel me?
Yes. So you're saying though, humans are going nowhere fast. We just accept that destruction is a part of the rebirth of things.
I think nowhere. You're saying humans are going nowhere fast. If we're going nowhere fast, that is the place to be. We just have to perceive it like that. We just have to define it as that. Yeah. And it's not easy. You know, in order for a muscle to grow, it has to tear, right?
Right.
In order for it to grow. But we get so stuck on the pain. I feel like we get so stuck on the pain. We get so stuck on it's hard. We get so stuck on the journey is tough. The journey is long that we forget what we're doing.
Yeah.
We forget it's for growth. We forget it's for rebirth. We forget it. And
true
so
lessons.
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like if it was just death for the sake of death, then that's different. But if it's death for the sake of rebirth, if it's nowhere for the sake of somewhere.
But the thing is, what if we actually get to a space of destruction and realize, as we evolve out of the physical into spirit, we realize, dang, it took us a long time to actually create that dimension, and we just destroyed it. I feel like Earth is its own dimension, and what if it's taken us consciousness to 1 billion years to create that, and we just destroyed it in a matter of an industrial age, in a matter of 200 years.
I feel like that's her plan. Like I
we
feel
have
like
to start all over.
Yeah,
we may have to start all over.
This is my thing. If planet Earth is the mothership, if that's our mother, and we're her babies, we're her parasites, I feel like if she perishes, it's because she wants to. I don't feel like
she's gonna get rid of us before she perishes.
She may, and
she's trying to now with
yeah,
all the earthquakes.
Do you know what I'm saying? She gonna do what needs to be
tsunamis.
done. That's what I'm saying. Mothership is violent,
right?
But we don't have to look at violence as, oh my gosh, it's so horrible, and this is so terrible, and this is so bad, and this is so tragic, and this is so.
There's a place for it.
There's a place for it, and there's a reason for it, and there's like a mathematical equation for the reason why things go the way they go, the timing, the energy, the space, all of the things, the all.
Yes.
It's the all.
Yes.
It has to be the all.
So I'm going to concede. Finish her. No, I'm going to concede because I think it is a comforting way to think and to feel that even though we're, aggressively moving towards this, what I perceive to be destruction, that maybe this is still the path we're supposed to be on, and out from it will manifest something else that is still a part of the divine guidance and the divine plan.
That's beautiful work.
Yep.
That's what changes worlds.
Yep.
That.
Well, and shifting our mindset around things it is the most healing thing. Like I always say, time does not heal and align things. Clarity does. Once you have clarity on something, you can heal you can heal something traumatic and deep like that.
Yeah, and the time doesn't matter.
No.
I fuck with that.
So
this is who we are, guys.
Yes. These are the conversations we have when we're by ourselves. Okay, so let's close out this episode because I feel like we've been going.
Yeah, it was great.
I know, a great starter episode. Guys, tell us what you think about it. Follow us on Twitter at All Things Pod, P-O-D. Instagram at All Things Fly _ podcast. And on Twitter, All Things Fly Pod.
Yes,
ma'am. All right. Twitter, All Things Fly Pod. We're new at this, guys. Sorry. And Instagram, All Things Fly _ podcast.
Yes.
Okay. And All Things Fly, look for our YouTube channel as well to watch these whole videos and to listen to us. And we look forward to having you guys back for episode 2, which is where we're going to talk about.
What are we going to talk about in episode 2?
I don't have the list in front of me.
Whatever it is going to be great.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think it's going to be about... I think it's going to be about relationships.
Was that what it was?
I think
I like that. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and talk to you about all the things, the tea on these relationships.
The yin and the yang, honey.
Yes. All relationships too. Love,
Yeah.
friendship,
Yeah.
all the things, business relationships.
Yeah.
So we'll see y'all here next time.